Welcome to Crick, son of Yawgmoth. And as far as our opening hand goes, ho. Is that ancient two-man mana crypt? Oh, yes indeed. So if you're keeping score at home, be sure to check the box of Jolt, quit tapping down ancient tomb. Your life total is getting way too low because this is the type of game that it is going to be. So let's go and lead off with Swamp. And, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and go for a Mana Crypt, because just in case our opponent's got some sort of turn 1 discard, we want Mana Crypt on the battlefield. So, we're going to go and cast Mana Crypt, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, 100%, be sure to check that box. Our life total is going to get very, very dangerously low this game, but we're going to have some fun. We are playing Crick, son of Yawgmoth, and if that's not how you say it, I do apologize, but that's how it's going to be for the video. So, Crick has lifelink. Then for each black mana in your mana cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay the mana cost. Then whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1 counter on Crick, son of Yawgmoth. So, let's go for this Mana Crypt trigger. We're going to choose Tails on this one. Who knows, maybe we can get lucky and hit all of them, and there we go, 1 for 1. The magic gods are looking out for us. So, do we want to, yeah, I think we'll just go for Crick. That sounds pretty good. So we go 1, 2, yeah, let's do that. So that's going to be, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. Oh, this feels good. All right, so we're going to have Yawgmoth enter the battlefield. Is there anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Kick it back over there. Playing against Queen Marchesa, Death Touch, and Haste. Whenever Queen Marchesa enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. Then at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent is the Monarch, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch and Haste. So, I like this already. Hopefully we can cast a few more spells. We might get one-eyed on the battle. Oh, Swords to Plowshare. Okay, well, at least we gained some life. We'll take that. But the other cool thing about this deck is that we can re-go for it. And let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Won the flip for 2 for 2 on those Mana Crypt triggers. And yeah, let's go for it. Let's get Crick back down. Kind of like this little battle. So we're going to have, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to go Ancient Tomb. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to Crick enter the battlefield, and if you heard that meow, that is my production assistant, Dorothy. She's letting me know that she needs to be in my lap. Oh, Kiki, it's okay. All right, and then anything else, we're going to pass the turn. Yeah, sorry, she sleeps under my desk, and then sometimes she wakes up from a nap, and I don't know if she had a bad kitty dream or what, but she wants me to pick her up and put her in my lap, so that's what I did. If you heard some meow, that was me getting the microphone cable out of her way so she could go to sleep. So there we go. All right, so we recast Kirk. It's going to put us down to 18. If we end up losing this game, I'm going to post this video up because either way, there's a magic archetype in Magic called Suicide Black, and this is definitely what we're going for. So we still have Hero's Downfall. Here's the only downside is we're out of the range where we can finally go for Crick. So let's go choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Hopefully we win again, and that'll be pretty good. All right, let's go and choose Tails. Let's go 3 for 3 on those Mana Crypt triggers. And we draw into Coalition Relic. So let's go and have Swamp enter the battlefield. And I think that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're actually 1 away from just straight up just hard casting a Knight's Reach. I think I kind of like doing that. So let's go for Coalition Relic. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's going to allow us to get Coalition Relic down. And we can still put a charge. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to put a charge counter on Coalition Relic. Or do we want to save Hero's Downfall for Queen Marchesa? Because let's say they go for Queen Marchesa next turn. That's going to get rid of the Monarch. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Because if we go for One-Eyed, that's going to allow us to tap out for One-Eyed. That's going to be 1, 2. We're going to One-Eyed enter the battlefield. And then we can put a charge counter on Coalition Relic. And that's going to allow us to go for Crick next turn. So we're going to have put a charge counter on Coalition Relic, and then anything else going to pass the turn over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. It is officially free time. Let's have some fun. Our opponent just said they have Red Elemental Blast in their hand. It's probably not going to do much this game. Yes, I know that feeling. I like to run Doomblade in some decks. When you play against a mono black deck, it does not feel good to see that card in there. Also, can't remember if I covered our sponsors, but you know the gig on that. So let's go and jump into this deck. So as far as this build of Crick, this is a pretty fun. I like it. I didn't go combo. I didn't go Storm. I have Villas out there. I have the other one. I can't remember. Razaketh. I built Razaketh Storm. So as far as building Crick, having that reduced cost, or not the reduced cost, but being able to pay life to draw some cards. I kind of want to build like this mono black stompy deck. You know, mono black can build a ton of mana very quickly, and I wanted to be able to kind of get a. We have Helldozer in here. I just want to get Helldozer going very, very badly. So let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger, and yeah, we're 4 for 4 on those Mana Crypt triggers. Look at the Magic Gods looking down on us and smiling. So we'll go and put another charge counter on Coalition Relic. That way we can remove both of those. There we go. It's going to be double black into our mana pool. Double black, and yeah, we still want to go for... Well, actually... Yeah, we might as well just hard cast it. Yeah, let's just go for... I think that's going to be the best option. It's going to be 1, 2, 3... Yeah, and either way, we're going to have to tap down. So 1, 2, there we go. At this point, that's going to force them to basically go for Queen Marchesa, and I just kind of like going for this. This is going to allow us to get rid of the card advantage in their hand. What Mardu wants to do is generate card advantage and have a lot of answers for everything. So with us going for Knight's Reach, I'm going to be able to remove that divinity counter from it and make them discard their hand, and that's going to be a... it's going to be a pretty nice feeling. So you can see, even if we don't have Crick, being able to pay that life for these black mana spells. Yeah, let's go and remove that counter and say, hey, opponent, let's go and get rid of those cards. And there we go. Anything else? We can't go for Knight's Whisper. We're simply just going to go and pass the turn. Let's go and swing in for one-eyed, swing in for 3, knock them down to 21, and we'll go and pass the turn. So we do have a nice little threat. We do have at least 3 and then 5 on the ground. The only downside is, yeah, this does not have flying. I'm glad I looked, because I'm real bad about whenever I see a creature card, and if it looks like it's going to have flying, then I just assume that it has flying. So this one does not have flying, so we want to keep that in mind. But at least we can still push in, kind of put some pressure. Even if we do swing in for a 5-2, we can always still end up going for the one-eyed. That way we can return it back to our hand and get rid of those cards. So opponent's going to go for Vindicate, and that's going to be a perfectly fine option for us. So let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt. Oh, we finally lost it. I think we're 4 for 5 on those Mana Crypt triggers. It still feel pretty good. And then we run into Undying Evil. So... do we want to put a charge counter on there? Yeah, we're going to let the charge counter go on Coalition Relic. So at this point, we're going to go for, I think, Crick. Now, if we do end up going for Crick, that's going to put us dangerously close to getting our life total down low. But they've got 0 cards in hand, so I think we can do this. So let's go for Crick. We're going to try to pay as much. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have to pay 6. So we're going to go for it. Leave it all on the battlefield. That's going to be 1, 2. It puts us down to 3. Or do we just want to go for an Exsanguinate? Yeah, let's just go for Exsanguinate. As much as I like losing our life total, that is that is way too low. So we're going to go for Exsanguinate. Yeah, this is the better line of play, I think. Just to get a little bit ahead on mana, a little bit ahead on life total. That's going to be 1, 2. That's going to make them, it's going to be 1, 2 damage. We still end up taking, that's going to be 6. Yeah, we're okay with this line of play. That's going to allow us to at least get back up to 15. That's going to put them down to 14. We can always bring it back with one-eyed and then go for Crick next turn. So let's go and swing in for 3. That's going to put them down to 11. Yeah, we could have gone for Crick, but man, I think that would have been a little too low for our taste, because there's always some way in Magic that I don't want to lose, and that's losing to a Lightning Bolt. That's exactly what I don't want to happen. So there we go. So next turn, we'll at least go for Crick, Son of Yawgmoth, and that's going to allow us to kind of power through some of these spells, or we just might end up just going for Knight's Whisper. Now, as far as some of the big payoff spells we do have in the deck, we did see this one. Making them discard a card in their hand is a very nice effect. I did mention earlier in the video, we are running Helldozer. Helldozer, I'm not a huge fan of land destruction, but with Helldozer, it costs 6 mana. It has a 3 mana triple black activation. Just being able to untap it and just start mowing through your opponent's land. Like, I've always been just like fixated on Helldozer whenever it happens to me. So that's pretty much the only way you're going to see land destruction for me, is going for Helldozer. So let's go for Mana Crypt. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. We are 6 for 7 on those mana, or I think 5 for 6. Yeah, we're 5 for 6 on those Mana Crypt triggers, and which is Magic Gods are certainly keeping out and look for us. And then we run to Magus of the Mirror. So at this point right now, yeah, I think we want to get that Monarch token back. So I think we just let this go through. So all right, so we're gonna get I think we can jam a Knight's Whisper. Yeah, because we could sacrifice it, but at this point, I'm just really making sure that our opponent has to recast Queen Marchesa. I think that feels pretty good. So let's go Hero's Downfall on Queen Marchesa, because we kind of want to force them to just get into this state to where they have to do that. So it's going to be tap down Mana Crypt. Let's go for Hero's Downfall on Queen Marchesa. Let's go and swing in that. Well, do we want to cash in Knight's Whisper really quick? Yeah, let's go and go for that. So we're going to cash in a quick Knight's Whisper. If we need to use Undying Evil, we can. There we go. Run into a swamp. So let's go and swing in for 3. That's going to put them down to 8. And it just might be a little bit of a grindy match. I know typically if you're looking at Crick, you're probably thinking you'll be able to get a lot of cheap stuff out really quickly. But the main thing that we forced our opponent to do is we forced them to use their resources very early on Crick. And that allowed us to kind of get into this good board state for us. So anything else, I think we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we're going to cash in an additional card draw. Ooh, Vampiric Tutor. Okay, so I do like that. So let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. That does make us lose 2 life. We'll see exactly what we're going to grab with Vampiric Tutor. We do have Exsanguinate in here. I'm trying to see if we do have Torment of Hellfire. So if we end up going for Torment of Hellfire, that does allow them to at least sacrifice Talisman and Felmore Stone and whatever card they have in the hand. So 4. So as long as, because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we should be able to close out if we Vampiric Tutor for Torment of Hellfire. I think that'll be pretty good for us. Opponent's going to become the Monarch. Like I mentioned, they did have to completely tap out for Queen Marchesa for the most part, and it still leaves, oh, Vandal Blast on Mana Crypt. Okay, we still might be able to do that, so we'll see what's going to happen. Let's see if they end up swinging in or not. All right, so we got ourselves a race. So we're going to swing in for 3. That's going to put us down to 7. We go for Vampiric Tutor. That's going to put us down to 5. Ancient Tomb puts us down to 5. We don't have to worry about Mana Crypt anymore. That's going to be the completely tapped out. So we've Vampiric Tutor for Torment of Hellfire. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 from Coalition Relic, 5, 6. And they're going to be able to sacrifice Queen Marchesa, Talisman, Felmore Stone. One more card. That's going to be 2. We get in for 3. I think we can do it. All right, so we're going to go for Vampiric Tutor. If we don't, I think this is it. So, oh no. Oh, that is bad. I double clicked. I have no clue what we just put on top. Oh, that hurts. That hurts really bad. Oh no. Okay. All right, so let's put a. So pretend we grabbed. Oh man, that hurts. Maybe we did. Maybe we grabbed it by accident. Torment. I don't think we did. What do we draw into? We draw into Force of Despair. Okay, that gets rid of Queen Marchesa. Oh, that that stinks. Okay, we can still go for Magus. We can at least stop that. We have Force of Despair. Oh goodness. Okay, so we need to bounce back from this. Do we want to put a trigger on Coalition? Yeah, because we need to preserve our life. Let's put a charge counter on Coalition Relic. That's going to give us 2 extra mana to where we can at least go for either Magus the Mirror or go for Kalitas. Oh man, that if you're keeping score at home, you can check the box of man that doesn't feel good. So what we can do is we can actually leave a one-eyed and then sacrifice it to bring back Vampiric Tutor if we wanted to. We still have 2 mana floating. I still think at this point we just go for Magus in the Mirror. Yeah, because we can actually exile Force of Despair. Let's just get another body on the battlefield. Let's go and swing it for 3. Yeah, I like that, because that's going to give us the Monarch token. We go for an extra card draw. Yeah, that was brutal. I think we still have the game with a Torment of Hellfire. So, I know it's hard. Suspend belief for a second, but we probably would have won the game had we cast it. That was just, unfortunately, just a little bit of a misclick on my part. So, we've got a blocker on Queen Marchesa. Let's see what we draw into. Draw into Stronghold. You know, it's pretty nice. That'll allow us to get ahead on at least one, actually, maybe get a little bit ahead on mana. So, they're going to get that Assassin token, and yeah, yeah, because I think they had 4 permanents on. They only had 3 permanents on the battlefield: Talisman, Felmore Stone, and Queen Marchesa. So if we tapped out completely for Torment of Hellfire, that probably would have been the game. So basically, what happened, that was just a double click, and sometimes that just basically does happen, and it's not a lot of fun, but it's Magic Online. But had we been playing in paper, I would have Vampiric Tutor for Torment and won the game. So we're still going to see if we can win, but at least we kind of know what the line of play should have intended had we not had that misclick. But hey, that just happens sometimes. So opponent's going to go for Sword. So reveal the top card of your library, put that card in your hand, lose like equal to the converted mana cost, deals X damage, target creature, Planeswalker gain X life. All right, so they're going to go for 5 damage to Magus. Now, they could have actually gone for the +1 to get a little bit risky to see if they wanted to close out. So they're going to be able to get him for 4. And that's going to cut us off any sort of damage. So let's see. Let's see if we can close it out next turn. All right, they're going to swing it for 4. That's going to put us all the way down to 1. There's going to leave 1 card left in the hand. We'll see if we can do anything about this. Yeah, this is going to be rough because the next turn they're going to be able to swing in for some damage, and then at the very least, they can go for the +1 if they're feeling it. Yeah, that's going to be rough. So let's see what we draw into for the turn. Definitely don't want to tap down Ancient Tomb. But this has been a good game so far. I've enjoyed it. So it makes kind of Commander fun sometimes when you get into these weird games like this. So see what we draw into. Draw into Urborg, which is not going to do much. So we go for one-eyed. We bring back Exsanguinate. That buys us a little bit of time. And then we can't go for Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I guess that's what we go for, because we're swinging for 3. So we're just going to go ahead and bring back Exsanguinate. We're going to try to buy us a little bit of extra time on this. So we're going to go for Exsanguinate. Let's have Urborg. Now, if we end up getting strong... No, we need Urborg, because that way we can tap down Ancient Tomb. All right, so we're going to go Sanguinate for 5. There's better things we could be doing for 5, but at this point, we're just trying to try to somewhat survive, and then anything else, we're going to pass the turn. So we are dead to a really nice reveal off of Sorin, and we are looking at 4 coming across. That does put us down to 2. So if they've got something with converting mana cost 2 or more for Sorin off the reveal, then that's definitely going to be game over for us. But like I mentioned, we had the game earlier in the game, but kind of happens. Yeah, I mean, even if we swing in at Sorin... There we go. All right, so we hit Fumigate, and that's going to be... Opponent, the reveal zone is Fumigate, and then each opponent loses life. All right, so that puts us down to 1. So either way, they're going to be able to swing in with Queen Marchesa. So good game to our opponent. And unfortunately, we had a little bit of that misclick on that Vampiric Tutor. We didn't get to see a lot of crazy Crick stuff, but, you know, being able to get him out very early and pay life on those mana costs to make our opponent spend some resources. You can see where this deck is also a ramp deck, you know. So even if we can't take advantage of paying life for this, if we can use kind of Crick as a decoy for some spot removal, then just hardcast something like Knight's Reach to make them get rid of their hand, we can start to go to town with some of this stuff. So definitely a work in progress with this deck. I definitely want to kind of keep it a mono black stompy style deck. So anyways, hopefully we'll have a little bit of a different game next time. But if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the Samut Rage Cage. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we're definitely going to keep on this one. I like it. We have 4 lanes in the hand. We have 3 visits. We have Selvala, and we have Splinter Twin. So one half of our combo. So I will certainly keep on this one. And playing against Golos. So we'll see what sort of Golos build we're playing against. But if you haven't had the fun experience of playing against Golos. Golos is pretty good sometimes. Kind of depends on what your opponent's build's going for. In fact, well, let's get this turn going. So let's go and lead off with that not Godless Shrine, Jungle Shrine. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So let's cover the commanders, and I'll just kind of jump into commentary. So we're playing Samut, Voice of Dissent, the official leader of the Samut Rage Cage. Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. Other creatures you control have haste. Then for a 1 white mana activation, untap another target creature that you control. And our opponent's going to go for Collar. Okay. All right. Unless we got a fun build coming our way. Let's go for Tiger Uppercut. And then we're going to go for 3 visits. Yeah, I think that'd be good. We just want to get another forest on the battlefield. Just want to get ahead on lands. So we've got red, white, red, green. Let's just go and grab at least another red source. Let's just go and grab this Sheltered Thicket. That was going to come into play tapped, and we don't have to worry about it. So anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Play against Golos, the Tireless Pilgrim. He's tired because he's looking for Sad Robot. Whenever Golos enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Then for a 2-mana Wooburg activation, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. So pretty cool. And then we draw into another land. So either way, we're probably still going to be end up going for Temple of Plenty. So let's go for Selvala. That's going to be green, green. Have that enter the battlefield. Let's go for Temple of Plenty and get the scry going. The scurry, the fever, the insanity, the descent. Okay, Sylvan is nice, but since we've got 3 lands in the hand and we have Splinter Twin, yeah, let's just go and put that on the bottom because we just want some sort of action. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. It is officially free time. We can have some fun. But what I was saying about Golos is that if you want to check out Golos, I do have a Mazes in Golos stack built. It's a ton of fun to play, and it's a really nice way to take Golos to where it is kind of competitive, but it's not just completely like I played against Merit Lage Oh no. Okay, well, yeah. Well, I just realized we had our opponent had down Thespian stage, so I played against Merit Lage Golos the other day, and that's pretty rough sometimes. So, and just all right. So let's go ahead and go for Flooded Strand. Yeah, because if you don't have an answer for Merit Lage token, it's a 2020 indestructible right there. That's a little rough. So Samut does have haste, so we're gonna go ahead and get the commander damage going. That's gonna be a good thing for us. So let's have Savannah enter the battlefield. Well, too late. Clicked on it. I think that's fine either way. And let's have, actually, there we go. Let's make sure we tap down Soul Ring first. There we go. Now let's go for Samut. That's going to be 1, 2. And I think that'll give us just enough to tap out for that Selvala activation. There we go. We're going to have Samut enter the battlefield. Yes, definitely want to use that ability. Draw to Sky Shroud Claim, okay. And at this point, let's just go and swing in with Selvala. We don't really have anything to do with our mana. We've got Samut. We can untap Selvala if we need to for some reason, but I kind of like what's going on. And put our opponent down to 23. That's going to be 6 total commander damage. And then we're going to go and pass the turn over our opponent. But yeah, if you want to check out a Golos Mazes End deck, be sure to go into YouTube, type in Golos Jolt or Golos Mazes End, and it should pop up on my video. But outside of Golos, that's enough talk. Let's go and talk about Samut. So Samut is kind of like, I don't tend to play a lot of combos in Magic, but with Samut, this is a Naya not a Naya Enchantress, this is a Naya combo deck. And so what we're trying to do with Samut is kind of go for kind of like a Kiki Jiki style win. We have Splinter Twin in here. We have Zealous Conscripts. That's going to allow us to combo off. We basically want to build this deck that's like a really aggressive mid-range deck to where we can get down to Samut and really start attacking our opponent's life total, and then just have kind of this combo win backup. You know, we want to be able to basically kind of survive the aggro decks that we might play against, and then just beat those mid-range to late game decks that really kind of go off. You know, something like Golos. You know, they're going to be able to get a lot of lands on the battlefield. And our opponent did go for a Golos into the battlefield trigger. Thankfully, they only grabbed Temple of the False God, so we don't have to worry about a Mazes End. That's a little bit better for us. Okay, so let's see what we go into. And we're playing against a friend of the channel. So, hey, shout out to you, Rainbow Unicorn. They sometimes I have the chat popped up, and if you ever play against me on Magic Online and I don't respond right away, it's because I don't have the chat popped up on my second monitor. And you know, by the time I'm doing beginning commentary and different things like that, sometimes I forget. So let's go for Wooded Foothills. Let's have that enter the battlefield. I think at this point we're just going to go ahead and just kind of filter our library out. I'm okay with that. That's going to be 1, 2. We're going to have Sky Shroud Claim. We're going to grab 2 more. And if we're going to go for God of Victory, we at least need to have 1 more land. So let's go for Scattered Groves. Is going to enter the battlefield tapped either way. And I guess we'll just go and grab a Stomping Ground. That'll be okay. And since we are going to be going for God of Victory, I don't think we're going to pay 2 life on that one. So let's go and crack Wooded Foothills. Let's go and grab ourselves that last forest. Unless there's something that, yeah, we'll grab that Plateau. That'll be a good option for us. So we grab Plateau. Let's go for God of Victory. That'll kind of make these combat swings just a little bit easier. Only thing is we're just a little bit away from Devotion, but we can make this work. So let's go and swing in for a 3, 4. Now we can, this is Double Strike on Golos. That's going to allow them to grab another land. I'm not entirely sure if that's exactly what we want to do right now. Because if we can just keep Golos on the battlefield, I feel a little bit better about that. So I think at this point, let's just go and pass the turn. Because, yeah, the thought of them getting ahead on mana with Temple of the False God and sending Golos back to the command zone, I'm not super wild about that. So, because that kind of puts them in a spot to where they can recast it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're just going to be able to keep making that land tax drop, because it may seem kind of, you know, why not just swing in and get the commander tax going? But with Golos, when you just grab any land out of your library, you know, this could be some sort of coffers or board deck. You're not entirely sure what you're playing against with Golos. And since we're seeing a lot of colorless lands, there's not a lot of good things out there. You know, our opponent is a we haven't really seen anything too oppressive, but you know, there could be stuff like Wasteland Lock. Let's say that they find Crucible of Worlds, and just different things like that. That we just don't want to crack that seal on Golos. That's just kind of my play style. I know there's times where I've played against Golos, and we just kind of don't really. We let our opponent do some things to where I make sure that they don't get those land tutors, because those land tutors can be very very strong. So, all right, opponent's going to go for play near bridge. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they're going to be one away from that planar bridge. So let's see what we draw into a creature. That would be really nice. Sun Petal Grove. Okay, that is the opposite of a creature, and we can prevent all damage that would be dealt to them. If we want to just straight up just go for value, and I hate doing this because with Splinter Twin, one outside of the combo win in the deck, one of my favorite ways to try to win is Splinter Twin on Inferno Titan. And if we end up putting Splinter Twin onto Samut just to cash in Selvala card draw, I'm not a huge fan of that. So let's do this. Let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're going to wait to see if we draw into one more thing. If they make the land drop, that's going to be play near bridge. That's probably going to put us in a pretty bad spot either way. But yeah, we just don't want to crack the seal on Golos. So we're going to go and pass the turn. And then maybe we get lucky. You know, if we just rip into... there's Zealous Conscripts, there's Village Bellringer. There's a couple different things that we can do to where we can just actually combo off right on the spot with Splinter Twin. Or we just get some sort of value package. I'm pretty sure we have... I think we've got some sort of enter the battlefield, destroy target. If we don't, then we've got some other spells that we could potentially draw into. So, all right, Poe's going to tap out for Coalition Relic, and that's going to be a good thing because that's going to keep playing your bridge offline for them at this point. But that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to put it to where they can go for playing your bridge next turn. So we do need to get something moving on our side of the battlefield. Hopefully find something to kind of stop that bridge. Not that it could be bad, but something like Ugin. Or, yeah, I think it's Ugin that's going to exile all colored permanents. That's basically just a one-sided board wipe, and we're going to essentially lose the game if that happens. So, opponent's going to go for a copy of Temple of the False God. So let's, if you're keeping score at home, now's the time to pray to the magic gods that we draw into something pretty good. You know, some sort of removal on Planar Bridge, or just a combo piece, or just some sort of value piece to put on Splinter Twin. So let's see what we draw into. Windswept Heath. Okay. All right. So we need to dig. So we're going to go for a Splinter Twin on Samut, which is not the best line of play that we can go for. But especially with it being a legendary creature. But at this point, we just need to cash in some sort of card draw. And so we're going to go for Samut. Oh, no, excuse me. Now, well, I don't think this is right. So create a token that's a copy of this creature. I think we get the Selvala trigger if it's tied, but if it's not bigger than 3, then I think I might have misjudged that one. So we're going to keep the actual Splinter Twin, this one. Yeah, I misjudged that one. I was thinking that we could go for card draw if it was tied, but no, it has to be bigger than that. So let's just go ahead and pass the turn, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we survive on this one. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a, not necessarily misplay on my part. I forgot that Selvala was has to be power greater than each other creature's power. I was thinking if it was tied, you at least cash in a card draw. So at this point, I was just trying to find some sort of card draw source for us. So we'll see what our opponent's got in store for us for the turn. They've got a play your bridge online that's going to allow them to search for any permanent. So let's see if we can survive on this one. But either way, even if we don't go for Splinter Twin on Samut, it's not looking so hot for us, to be perfectly honest. So let's see what this play near bridge has in store for us. Okay, so we have Blight Steel Colossus entering the battlefield. Trample, Infect, Indestructible. And so that is definitely a force to be reckoned with. We need to kind of find some sort of answer for that. And they're going to go for the Collar, has Death Touch and Lifelink. So this is, keyword soup. So let's see what we draw into. It's going to be Scalding Tarn. So unfortunately, sometimes in Magic, you just kind of flood out sometimes, and that's exactly what happens. So let's go ahead and have that enter the battlefield, and let's just go ahead and pass the turn over to our opponent. So at this point, we're going to at least have double strike on Blightsteel Colossus. That does grab Samut. We can still get down Samut, so we're going to try to just still play this one out. But unfortunately, we didn't really draw it into a lot of things, but that's what makes a commander sometimes. So let's see if Blightsteel is going to swing in. So swinging for 11-11. Let's go ahead and block on Samut. Yeah, I guess that's what yeah, because if we actually block on Samut, we can recast Samut and go for a card draw. So yeah, I kind of like that. So we're going to block with Samut. That's going to be Trample coming across. We deal that first strike damage first. Yeah, but that, even if we hold on, I wish we would have held on to Splinter Twin. If I go back and change that play, I would. But, oh, excuse me, our opponent got the... Yeah, that's right. With Collar, they're going to be able to get the Death Touch, and it's going to be Infect. So, good game to our opponent. They're going to have that Trample damage swing across and get rid of us. So, but hey, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.